What's up? Dr. Kai Dupe, episode 69, Coding While Black. Today is January 9th, 2022. It's a Sunday, and I'm just sitting in my office doing some work, get ready to watch some football. Of course, my Cowboys won last night, so I kind of forgot about that. So I geared up this morning, didn't realize until after I got dressed that they played last night, so I'm already good. But just wanted to drop a new video here. As usual, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe, hit the like button, tell other folks who are thinking about going into careers in software development. And I'm out here spitting some knowledge that I hope helps. And here's something that, and I'll be brief, that came to me recently about some of my experiences in tech from years ago. And something that I see as a trend happening right now amongst people who may not know any better. But I see a lot of posts and references where we're talking about, you work for a company and, the company is family. Hey fam, and welcome to the whatever company family. As if these folks are your siblings or your uncles or your mothers, your brothers, your sisters. No. My advice, it's a job. Treat it as a job. You may enjoy it. You may like it. You may have friends. You may be cordial. You may be nice. You may be courteous. But I do not recommend sharing your soul at work. And I know there's a lot of talk right now about come to work as your authentic self and be yourself. And we want to welcome you and bring all of you and that kind of thing. There's also research that shows that Black people and Latino people and Native American people who go to work and speak out against diversity suffer dire consequences. I've mentioned the example of the sister, the professor, the PhD person, the sister from Google who spoke out and she was fired. So, at the end of the day, it's still a job. You still are there to make money to support your family. And one of the things I'll say about that in terms of, sharing everything about yourself. So when I was young in the game, my first 5 years in the game, as I got my first couple of jobs, you would get a cube and you would make the cube like your extension of your home. Pictures of your girlfriend, showing clips of you doing your hobby. Your cube became very personal. And someone could walk into your cube and then get an idea about who you are. They might say something like, oh, you like to fish? That kind of thing, right? And I did that a lot. And until it was used against me. And I remember a couple of different occasions where someone had taken notice on that I had on my desk, used that information to make an assumption about me, and then from that point forward caused a problem for me at work. And that happened a couple of different times, right? I remember once, one primary example, I was pursuing my PhD. And so I would read on my lunch hour, I would read on my break. We had all these reading assignments. So I had all those books on my desk. And this actually wasn't early on. This was towards the end of my programming career, but I was a consultant, I was contracting. So I didn't think the regular politics applied. And so I had all these books. And I remember one of those books was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen A. Covey. And, I guess folks had noticed the book. So one day I get called into my manager's office and he's like, hey, Kai, we would like to see you clear out all the books from your cube. I said, huh? Yeah, we need you to get rid of all those books that are at your cube. I said, why? I'm not allowed to read at work? Well, some folks are complaining that, you're reading things on the job that have nothing to do with the job. Like, why don't you have programming books or database books or those kinds of things? And again, I was, I had been around for a while, so I wasn't reading programming books. I came up in programming when you didn't Google the solution, you created the solution. And so I had read those books years ago, and the work I was doing was pretty basic in terms of work I had already done for years. So I said, so you're asking me to get rid of all the books at my desk because someone in my family complained about the books on my desk. I can guarantee you it wasn't someone who worked on the floor, meaning it wasn't a user. It was someone else who was a developer or database administrator, somebody who worked in the IT department with me. They didn't like, I don't know if it's jealousy, envy, whatever the case may be, but they spoke to a manager about it, and that manager spoke to me. And then I actually had that manager actually tell me, he actually said to me, Kai, you're very articulate. You know, you're pursuing your PhD, you're this, you're that, whoop-de-woo. And some people are jealous of that. He let me know there are people around there who were jealous of my aspirations. I guess because I was being seen as someone who was going to eventually stop programming. Same thing happened on a different job where, you know, they see that I'm pursuing my PhD, and they would take that as, well, how much longer is he going to want to be a programmer? And then they would say, we're letting you go. Because we know that you wouldn't be pursuing a PhD unless you had plans on leaving. And I said, no, I enjoy programming. I'm enjoying my work. I have no immediate plans to stop doing this. I just wanted to go and learn about this subject matter. And that's why I'm pursuing a PhD. Again, that's personal information. They never even had to know I was pursuing my PhD. I let that into the equation. I let that into their purview. Okay. And then my family, you know, those that I work with, my family, they that backfired on me. So my last probably couple jobs, you know, one was a contract, and actually they were both contracts. My last couple jobs, on my desk was a set of keys. Right? If you came in my office, in my cube, it was sterile. It was whatever I needed to get the work done, and that's it. There were no pictures of my puppy. I don't have a puppy, but you know, folks had pictures of their family. There was nothing to give you any indication about who I am inside, right? Again, I'm polite, I'm cordial, I'm friendly, but my information, the information about myself is private, and I kept it that way. And after I learned that hard lesson. So that's the advice I have for you as well. You know, all this, welcome to the, you know, so-and-so family, and, you know, we're all a big family here, and okay, all right. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, do with it what you will. Take it or leave it. That's my advice. Once again, Dr. Kai Dupe, episode, I believe it's 69, Code and While Black. Peace.